If you're thinking to do PhD in Australia, this video is absolutely for you. Okay, so before we start, I just want to tell you like PhD is not same like a bachelor's or a master's degree. It's absolutely different. So there's a lot of inquiries I get asking, sir, how do I do my PhD in Australia, New Zealand or UK? The system is pretty much the same, but we are focusing more into Australia, but you can use the same methods for other countries also. Okay, so there are few things you can do PhD into so many subjects. You can do into science, IT, maybe into health sectors, nursing or medicine. You can go into biotechnology side. There's a lot of things that you can go into. There is paid version of like the fee payment version of PhD, and there is fully funded version of PhD. Please focus into the fully funded version of PhD, which we will talk more about it. So in this video is absolutely in English, so it's going to help a lot of you guys. I wish it helps you, and if you have more questions, let's use the good comment box to get more information and exchange information. If you are already a PhD student, so if you have any more ideas, please share your comments out here. Okay, so today's video is all about PhD in Australia, and let's start today's video. Okay, so the first point that if you want to do PhD in Australia is you should have a minimum qualification. Okay, so what is minimum qualification, right? So most of the students have done bachelor's or master's, right? Now, masters have two sections. One is a coursework section, and one is a research section. Even bachelors have the normal bachelor's coursework. Otherwise, you have the honors level, honors, right? So what is honors level? You have to do one more extra year to get the honors level. So the student who has done the research part. So example, masters of let's say masters of biotechnology, in brackets you have the research version, and or the bachelor's with honors version, you are eligible for a PhD. Okay, so you are eligible for a PhD because you already have research skills. Okay, now imagine that you have not done those kind of courses. You have done a coursework where it's a very straight syllabus. You've done for master's or bachelor's. Still, you can apply for PhD. How? You should have good research skill. You should be very much interested into the subject. You should have done some papers, some publications, you should write some thesis. If you have a very strong profile like that, you are eligible to apply for PhD in Australia. Okay, so my suggestion, I would say, please have a very good profile. Profile means create a very good resume, add all your information, put your publications into it, what all types of assignments you have done previously in your qualifications. All this information is very much important to qualify for your PhD level, because PhD is not for everyone, especially if you're looking into the fully funded PhDs. Okay, just to give an additional information to this, so there's a lot of students who's already completed bachelor's level, right? So if you don't have any research and you really want to get into PhD at a point of time, but you don't have any basics, I would suggest you to go for Masters of Research program. Okay, it's called MRes. In UK, you have MRes programs. It is a good program, as well as Australia do have. Or you can look into any master's course with a research on the brackets, because it will help you for your PhD program. So I know that there are so many students who love to go into PhD, but they just have a bachelor's degree. But you can do this way. This method is also nice to get into the research sector, right? So the next most important thing is choosing the topic for your PhD program. So before you give any application to any universities or something, you should be aware about what topic that you want to use. Okay, so most of the students or most of the applicants fail to get their PhD is because of their topic. Okay, what is the topic? So research, you see, PhD, as I said, it's all about research, right? So research means it is something new. It's a new concept. It's a new technology, or where you got a new finding, right? Where you're explaining what is the finding about, what is the purpose of this finding, who can it help, or how can it cure something. So it's like a proper research paper that you are writing, right? So example for Australia, since you're applying for Australia, you should know how Australia can help you, why this university can help you in this research, what type of maybe tools or labs that you require to do this research. So all this kind of things is very important to go to the next level. Okay, so first is always your profile. You should have a good resume, you should have a good intention, and you should really have a good research thing to go into the PhD thing. The other part is your topic. Your topic also should be very strong and to get into the PhD program. So it is that is the most important thing I would say before jumping into the next point, which is finding a good supervisor. So supervisor is the next point. So what is supervisor? You need a supervisor if you need to do PhD program. Okay, you can find supervisors in your universities, right? So who's the supervisor who's going to guide you for your entire research program? He or she, the supervisor is already a PhD holder, where you can learn new things, you can share your ideas, and they're going to help you with the entire program. Okay, finding a supervisor is not that easy. It's a bit difficult. Okay, for that you need a specific skill to look into people. Now, how can you find supervisors? There are 2 or 3 ways to do it. One is approaching on the website. There is a different section for research and PhD where you can go, and there's a lot of universities in Australia. If you go into the group 8 universities of Australia, they do a lot of research programs, and other universities also do, but I would suggest try to go to the group 8 universities where you can find supervisors. You get their contact, phone number, and email address, right? So with the help of email address, you have to write a good email stating about your research and your interest and all these kind of things. Okay, that is I'll come and tell you more about the email. But before I say that, that's one way of finding. The second way is to go via LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is another good way to find, but again, I think you need to subscribe into the premium version, because you need to specifically search for supervisors in a specific university and all this kind of things. So the third way is the AI version, the ChatGPT version. Okay, I would suggest you to use ChatGPT because it might give you more information, where you can easily type and ask that to find supervisors in Australia or in the group 8 universities, and give you a proper list or create a proper list based on the universities and all. So with the help of ChatGPT, I think you can easily reach there. Okay, so now imagine that you have got your contacts, you have got an email address or phone number. Email address is the best version to communicate. So open an email and make sure you write a very simple, easy to understand email about your interest, about you, about your topic, and all these kind of things. Please don't write a lot of things on your body, on the email body, because no one has time to read that much of time. So what you can do is you can have an initial introduction about yourself. What is your intention? What are you planning to do in your PhD program, and all this, right, in basics. And you can also attach maybe a summary of it, maybe some kind of thesis that you've done, or your findings in a very simple version where they can make a judgment and let you know about it. Okay, so finding supervisors are not very hard, but you need to sit for it and look for a good supervisor. Okay, the other thing is, because supervisor is a major person who's going to give you an opportunity, who's going to help you out in this actually, and which can make a lot of difference in your career. Okay, so the next important one is finding the right university, which leads you to the right supervisor. So we spoke in the previous point about finding the supervisor, right? So also the university is also very, very important, because every university has its own specialization. They might have all the courses, but they might be specializing into the medical sector or the IT sector and all this. So this is also a finding that you need to do before you start an application with a supervisor or finding a supervisor. You have to do it together, because example, what I feel is most of the group 8 universities are focused into medical programs, biotechnology, and IT programs too, but they have others too, unless we check into it. Okay, because most of the universities in Australia, there are approximately 43 universities in that group. Total 8 universities are the topmost universities that you can find. Okay, so there are grants to it. Okay, there are grant means you are full scholarship for your entire program, which is including your living costs, and we will have that. We will come to that topic for the next point. Yeah. So the funding part, but finding a university is also easy with the help of ChatGTP, and there's only very less universities in Australia. But in UK and in the US, there's a lot of universities that you can focus into. It might be a bit more harder to find, but 43 universities, it will not take much time of you. Plus, you can ask ChatGTP to give you URL links for each universities with regards to PhD programs. Okay, so actually you make use of the ChatGTP, the AI platforms to get into this, which is really going to help you with it. Okay, so universities also is very important due to the resources, because some people may have the research program, or sometimes they have the research but there is no funding. Some might have the funding but they don't have the right resources too. So all this is very important once you do your research program. Okay, so you should be really serious if you really want to go into the PhD sector. Otherwise, please don't take it for a just for to study something or do something. Yeah, if you really want to get into the PhD, then only do it. Okay, so the other major important point is the funding part. As I said before, there is funding, there is for a free version also. The free version is full scholarship, and the paid version. Let's keep the paid version ahead, like besides, because paid versions you can get it anytime you want. But if you're looking for a full scholarship, go for full scholarship. Because that is going to help you with your tuition fees, with your living cost, with your moving charges, all this. Because universities do have very good grants. They assign a lot of budget for PhD applicants. Because see, as I said, I believe that Australia is very much looking into PhD applicants, because they are into a lot of research in the medical side, bio side, IT side, and some others too, which I am not aware of much. But I'm sure that if you are really willing to get a PhD for yourself, Australia is a very good place that you can look into. And they have full scholarship. Full scholarship in the sense, because I had few students last year. I was so amazed by what the university is offering them. The tuition fees, the living costs, the moving charges, the air tickets, and all these kind of things. And it is absolutely, it makes it very easy for you and gives you a confidence that that I really want to do a research. Like, it gives you a really good strong a positivity to do your research, right? So funding part, you have nothing to worry. Or when you do the research of finding a university as well as a supervisor, they will inform you, or it would have already been mentioned there about the requirements and what the university is offering. Yeah. Now, the last and the conclusion part is, now you might be thinking, how do I do the processing and all this kind of things? Okay. Now, does a study abroad consultant or me or a counselor can help you with the entire process? Okay. PhD is not like, as I said, it is not like bachelor's or master's. So most of the counselors and like me, we can't do your first process. Okay, the first process is finding your topic, finding a supervisor and the university, which really we can't help you with. So you go anywhere where it will be very less. There won't be anyone who's going to help you out, because it is actually, if you're looking for the fully funded version, right? So it is your part to go and find the people to get this part cleared. Okay, so finding a supervisor, your topic and everything is your side. Now, what we can do is with the visa process. So what happens is, first you start your application, creating a resume, you create your research topic or research paper, you write some thesis about it, you find the supervisor. Once you find the supervisor and once you submit, and once when you get your research approved and they invite you to for your research, they will tell you that what is your grant, how much fund has been allocated, and all this kind of things, right? So they will give you an offer letter, which is the admission, plus your CoE, which is called the confirmation of enrollment letter. Okay, which states that they have accepted your application and you're always you please come to Australia to start your research program, right? So at that point of time, you come to me for your visa processing. Okay, so you need to apply for your visa, right? So for that process, we are here to help you out, because that's the only thing that we can do. Okay, so your visa process, you can also take your family with you, but they will mention it in your application because they will gonna ask, they will 100% ask you, do you want to take your family with you and all this. So once you say yes to it, they will also assign a proper funding to it. Okay, so that is another good part. If you want to do PhDs in Australia, most of the universities do help you out to bring your family along, and they also do the funding for them too. Okay, some does, some don't do the funding, but you can also apply with your family. Okay, so once all this part is cleared, you come to me. I'll make sure you get your visa. It is not a very hard part. Visa, getting a visa for PhD is very easy. It is never like bachelor's or master's. It's a very simple process. So you need to get your insurance, you need to get your visa. Once you get this, you can easily fly and do and start your research program. So this is a basic idea on how a PhD works. I believe that you understood something, because there's a lot of students and applicants asking me these questions. So I thought, why not I create a video for this. Now there's a lot of students in Australia who is currently doing a master's and who wishes to study PhD in Australia itself. All you need to do is finding a supervisor. Okay, you have to find a supervisor because you're already there. It might be in your university or another university. Get a good supervisor, get your admissions part cleared, give us a call, let me do your visa part, and you can continue your research program there. So that's all with the research part. I hope it was some more informative. I would love you guys to share your thoughts, your questions in the comment box. What all maximum I can bring on the table, I will put it. I'll reply to your comments. But yep, that's it. If you have anything else, feel free to give us a call. Thank you so much, and my name is Abin.